Thanks for staying with us. So as petrol scarcity across the country continues to bite harder, oil marketers have accused the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited of politicizing the supply process and making vain promises. The precarious situation appears to be worsening by the day, with long queues being observed at various filling stations. I must admit that today, over the weekend, between Saturday and Sunday, the queues had reduced. I'm not sure it's because Buhari is coming to town, I'm not sure. But we'll find out how it is across the country. I would like to hear from viewers across the country. But the queues are there, and we've even read in the papers, you read earlier, the people, the IPMAN saying that there's actually an issue with the supply. So we'll try to find out the real problems. Joining us now on the show is the chairman of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, the Western Zone, Mr. Dele Tajudeen. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you, because we read an article this morning that was saying that IPMAN was saying specifically that the government is misleading Nigerians, that the actual problem is supply. Could you give us a real graphical illustration of where the problem is? Because on this show, we try to break things down so Nigerians can understand. We don't want to have the fluffy conversations. So I need you to, from start to finish, one of the issues IPMAN has highlighted is that Nigeria is still the sole importer. NNPC. Why is this a problem? NNPC is still the sole importer. Why is it a problem? Because we thought that once it gets to the mothership, every other person is able to get it and then distribute. What is the problem exactly from start to finish?
Okay. Good morning, viewers, and good morning to every Nigerians. Well, no doubt about it that in the last 2 months or thereabout, we have witnessed scarcity of petroleum products, especially PMS, which is premium motor spirit. Well, you will agree with me in totality that in economics, when something is scarce, it means it's not available. So we don't need to overflog the issue that there is short supply. That's the current situation. But however, my own main concern is that when there's a problem, we need to provide a solution to it, because it affects every facet of life. We marketers, the average Nigerians, even the rich people, everybody suffers. We have seen people queuing up, sleeping in filling stations. We are not supposed to have that in Nigeria as an oil producing country. So the problem is short supply. But my own view about it is that what do we do when there's a problem? Well, there should be an immediate short-term and long-term solution to it. My own view about immediate solution is not that NNPC doesn't have at all, but I think they have separated, or of course they have gone limited, and there's trading, NNPC trading and NNPC retail. The trading deals with large volumes, like importation of petroleum products. Then retail is about the outlets. So, like I said, there is such supply, but the immediate solution that I'm speaking about is that, one, whatever quantity NNPC have, like we used to do before when there's scarcity, let us work 24 hours. Okay. That is, trucking out in 24 hours, including Saturdays and Sundays. Okay. Because you see a situation whereby they don't work on Saturday, they don't work on Sunday. If they had work on Saturday and Sundays, I mean, we will have a little bit of relief. Let
me continue for a second.
Let me understand you, sir. So you're saying that we have shortages because NNPC has sort of separated whatever they have into two. And what is supposed to come to us, where they put it in for the trucks and then send to Nigerians to meet our demand, is not giving, they're not giving as much, even though they still have some in their, they still have some in storage. That's what you're saying. So it's not a matter of funds. It's not that NNPC is unable to afford to buy enough to meet our demands. It's that they have put some aside. And yes.
No. I cannot speak for government, whether they have enough money to import. I don't know what the logistic problem should have been, but everybody knows that because of this fight in Ukraine and the rest, the cost of petroleum products has been very high all over the world. But whatever the circumstances, I cannot speak for government because I don't know whether they have.
Because we wanted to be sure we understood you. What I thought I heard you say, supply, meaning that what comes from abroad is there's a short supply. It's not our own fault. And again, the crude is also expensive because of the war that is going on across the world. So what we get, what comes to the mother ship is short supply. That's what you're saying.
Definitely. I've said it that economically, if any product is available, I mean, you won't witness what we are witnessing now.
But I thought I also heard you say that the NNPC has some in reserve that, would have come in handy at this time to abate the queues that we're having.
No, what I'm saying is that it's not as if they don't have at all. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
But I'm talking about immediate solutions that if we can work 24 hours in trucking out, I'm still coming to some of the logistic problems that we have. Because even in some situations where the product is available in the depot, the access to the depot has been very difficult. And that comes to discipline among the stakeholders, not limited to Lumpeng. Because
but why now?
When you have product in a depot and the whole place is blocked, the truck doesn't even have access into the depot. This is some of the logistic problems that we are having, especially in Lagos today, that maybe all the stakeholders, the marketers, the Nupeng, even the Lagos State Government Transport Department has to look at the product that is available. Let trucks have access to it.
Sir,
because the turnaround time for loading now is very high.
Yes, so I took the story about turnaround time, and the conversation we were expecting to have is a conversation tending towards this. These are the people causing the problems. These are the ways we can solve the problem. But the story I took said that normally, if you want to, a trip that will take you 1 day is taking you 3 days. And I remember saying that if you're trying to load, sometimes it takes you 3 days to load. So those issues are not, we've been hearing indiscipline is not today. Is it that the scarcity is compounding the problem? Is it that your agents, your body has sent information to NNPC, to the police, to try and open up the bottlenecks there? What have you done to increase the flow of PMS to the average Nigerian? And what were the bottlenecks you faced in trying to resolve those issues?
That's exactly what I'm saying, because I've said it here that the immediate solution, because I'm bringing out my view, that is the immediate solution as a key player in the industry. One of the immediate solutions
Saturday and Sunday.
Is to work on Saturdays and Sundays. And also the stakeholders have to meet and work towards the free flow so that we can access even the available products. That is the immediate solution as far as I am concerned in my home field. Then
we'll talk about the long-term solutions. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So Nima had a question for our guest before the break.
So I heard, he's talked about collaborating between all the agencies, government, and all the practitioners within this sector. But then again, Nupeng makes it seem as if they don't lift crude petroleum products from depots in Lagos, heaven will fall. Are there no alternatives anywhere? Because the road in question is presently under construction. That's the Mara Road in Ejegu Satellite Town. They insist on moving on that road. They continue to slow down the progress of the construction. And while in another crisis, they have already queued up to assess the same road that they are trying to complete. Once it's complete, lifting up products in and out will be easy. Give them that break and utilize other depots outside. Or are there no other options for them outside?
Okay, well, let me be frank with you. It's not the problem of Nupeng. In Ijegun that we are talking about, we have concentration of tank farms there, precisely about 13 tank farms. And these tank farms receive products, and it must be dispensed. So I think what is happening in that axis now is that, well, the road construction is ongoing. Why? We also have to lift product. So you have to give time. At times, the road workers to stop, allow the truck to go in. Why the road construction is going on again? After loading, maybe in the night, they will now release the products to go out. So it has to go home pari passu because we can't close that axis. It's a major axis that supply product.
I believe that would even affect the quality of the road at the end of the day. I live there. I see the activities there. I think give a moratorium of lifting for 3 months. Finish, work will finish, and then you have a free, clear road. So they will pass them on one side of the road. We residents, school children are forced to manage bad sides of the road. They queue there all day. There's no lift up and stop within 24 hours. If Nupeng takes over the road, they take over the express for weeks. It happened in December. They don't lift up and leave. They take over everywhere. So give a moratorium of a period of 3 months max, and I'm sure that road will be done.
Well, like I said, we have concentration of tank farms. There are 13. In fact, that axis has the highest number of tank farms. And these tank farms are being owned by individual people, companies.
So let me ask this question. Petrol prices now vary, and it's as if it is as the spirit is leading the owner of the filling station that is putting the price. We know now. We read in the paper that officially the price is going to change to 185 or 86 naira by April, but it has taken effect in all filling stations. In a few filling stations, while others are selling for 250, some are selling for 300, some are selling for 200. Like the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association, what exactly is informing the prices that we see across different filling stations?
Good. You have talked about alternative depot. Before this time in Southwest, we have 5 government depots. We have one in Ilorin, one in Ibadan, one in Mosul in Shagamu, Ogun State, one in Satellite Depot, and another one in Norway. All those depots are now working as I speak with you over a year now. Government has a responsibility, while we citizens also have a responsibility. And I must confess to you that issue of vandalization has forced NNPC to take product to that.
Sure.
So what I'm saying in essence is that even we citizens, because it is economic sabotage for anybody to go and vandalize, we have had a situation whereby NNPC would take about 10 million liters and hardly they will get 6 million liters, a loss of 4 million liters. And NNPC has gone limited now. There has to be 1 liter per 1 liter. But however, I still want to challenge the government that they have all apparatus to monitor the pipeline. So they should do something about it. If we have had the depots working, somebody from Ilorin will not come to Lagos to come and load products. Marketers from Ilorin will not have reason to come to Lagos. Ibadan, we don't have reason to come to Lagos.
They're all coming to Lagos now.
Everybody, even from all parts of the country, from the north, from the east, and everybody. That's why we have the problems in Lagos.
Let me take this caller. Good morning, Hassan. Hassan, good morning. Are you there?
Good morning, everybody.
You're live.
This is a national issue, and all of us wear the shoes. The real issue is this. The chairman of IPMAN, Dele Tajudeen, with due respect, you are not telling us the truth. And you are not fair to the federal government today. Because right from day one, when we go down history, you are referring to our problem as problem of Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine and Russia are not the sole refiners of petroleum products in the world. We have Rotterdam, we have India, we have many countries. The federal government has been trying to import oil. You people are busy and teaching federal government to increase the price. Recently, not 2-3 days ago, it was you induced the federal government to increase it to 185 naira. The marketers, they are not his importers. You force the federal government to be importing. And after importing, you are now frustrating federal government from distribution because you hold the distribution chain. That is the reality of it. So Nigerian people should begin to look in the direction of distributors as the number one enemies of Nigeria. Good morning.
Okay.
So that's another angle. So
You see, maybe the man doesn't understand me. I'm talking about immediate solution. I'm talking about what can we do now.
What's your long-term solution?
Are you getting my point? Okay. The long-term solution, the PIA bill has addressed that.
Okay.
One, long-term solution, government has to do everything humanly possible to ensure the 4 refineries in Nigeria are working. Because if the refineries are working, you won't have any cost to go overseas and import. You know the impact on our naira when you import products.
When was the last time all 4 refineries worked?
2, Dangote refinery is coming up, and other modular refinery has to be approved. But we must not run away from the fact that the regulation has to be done, because it is no more feasible. It's like we are postponing the if we did. That's the truth. Whether one
Let me
likes
go
it.
back to what Hassan just alleged. So in December, the DSS had to be called in to bring first IPMAN members to sell price at the regulated price. What exactly was IPMAN's interest in not selling at the time? And you know how? Yes, why did they had to? Because immediately the DSS issue came in, there was an obedience of the regulation for a few days before it went back again.
Maybe just
What
to
exactly
add to it,
happened?
why the insistence on raising the price as he alleged?
Okay. On this TFC, when we noticed this scarcity coming, I was live here when I told the whole country that what we are buying is above the normal price. And so, therefore, we cannot sell at government-regulated price. Okay. It is either we stop selling, because if government has regulated the price, and we, as independent, because we don't have a tank farm of our own, we rely solely on government, and that product is not forthcoming. So I said it here, point and clear, that it is either what we buy is what we sell, or we close our stations. Also, IPMAN is not taking advantage. As a matter of fact, what we are buying, in fact, we need to look for extra money. And even the profit we make now is not in correspondence with what the capital we employ.
I'm getting a little confused. NNPC
Don't be confused.
NNPC is the sole importer, and you buy from NNPC.
No, we are not getting from NNPC.
Okay, why are you
Get
getting
from
from
private depots.
But NNPC is the sole importer.
Yes,
But
even
you're
private
buying
depots
from,
and
they
buying
sell
from
to private
NNPC.
depots,
Yes.
then you buy from
From
private
different
depots.
depots.
Please, sorry, Morayo. There's a conversation that when they remove they remove subsidy, the price will go to 800. It will go to 400. Some people will buy for 1,000. Please, what is the realistic pricing that this petrol would go to if they actually remove subsidy?
Well, removal of subsidy, like I've said, it is no two way about it. But, you know, there's fluctuation of crude oil prices. But as of today, I think it's about $87 thereabout. And going by what the landing cost now is about 400 naira per liter. That is the landing cost. But I want to assure you that once they allow so many players in the industry, because it's like a monopoly now. When you allow so many players in the industry, definitely the price will come down. So, and of course, if we are able to refine in the country, the price of bringing it in and out, the insurance, all other prices.
I don't understand. When you say pricing or bring in many players, because I get confused. Right now, we only have an NNPC of bringing in. So we say we should have multiple people that can import, because people can actually source for affordable petrol across.
They changed it because there was
But then we
corruption.
flipped because I remember there was...
No, get me right. When you import a product, definitely you are going to incur some expenses.
Absolutely.
That is, you are taking your crude oil, you are going to transport, you are going to do good in transit, and some other logistics, even the cost of refining that product. And that product is still coming back to Nigeria. You know, it's two-way. Right. What I'm saying in essence is that if we refine Nigeria, all those costs will be out of it.
I mean, that's a given. Because I tried to, as I said, I tried to let this show be so simplistic so Nigerians get it. So, for example, hair. These things are not made in Nigeria, for example. So if one person, if Mariam is the only person that is allowed to bring in hair from all over the world to Nigeria, every person goes to Mariam to buy the hair. Now, when you now buy the hair, you can wig it, you can color it, however it is. You decide the price. But our government says, no, we will determine the pricing. My question, therefore, is, should we have multiple Mariams bringing it and sourcing it from all over the world so that we can now be competitive? Or do we ensure that even if we buy it from Mariam, which the competition now is between us that are buying from Mariam, let's be clear where you want the competition to come. That's the one.
No. I've said it that there will be so many key players. The PIA bill has addressed that. It's not supposed to be sold solely by government. It's supposed to be multiple.
That's what we fought against, and we brought it to this. I remember in this country, I was in this country
when we were having different collecting contracts to import, and we couldn't ascertain what they were doing.
Exactly, and then we said government should handle it.
I think that was the reason. You see, because people were swindling government of that subsidy. That was why government took that decision.
Yes.
But now that we have PIB, like I said, go and read it very well. It has addressed all these things. Let there be so much key players in the industry. If Miriam has money, you have money, or you have money, go and bring the product. It will be competitive.
Okay.
So once, in an economy, once you put out monopoly, naturally the price will come down. Like that of MTN and the rest that are not competitive.
But I have a question. So these private depots that get from NNPC, would you say they are the ones taking advantage of giving us different prices? Because if NNPC is giving it to them and you're supposed to get it from them and still sell at a government-regulated price, where is the discrepancy happening? Are they not following government directive, or they're supposed to sell it to you people at any price that they want?
Well, that is between them and government, but I want to speak for IPMAN here, and you can do your investigation anywhere. Is what the price we get is what we sell. So that has to do with the government, those who import it, and the regulatory agencies.
What's the difference between the prices that major oil marketers are getting from what independent oil marketers are getting? Because they get to sell at a price better.
No, because, you see, the major marketers, they already have their tank farms, and they get... I've told you that there's trading and there's retailing. So they get their product from the trading, that is in bulk. Like they can get 30,000 metric tons en block, and they have it at that government price. But we don't have. That's why we have said it in the independent market that give us a level playing ground. We will be able to compete it with anybody. But we don't have that level playing ground.
Okay, so I remember very clearly that, was it in October, when they told us that Port Harcourt refinery will be ready by December? Can you confirm if it has been refitted? Because I was told that 60,000 barrels per day was its capacity, and that by December 2022, it will be functional, hopefully to reduce the importation. Do you know if this is true?
I'm not in position to say that. I don't have knowledge of that. I think the right people to ask is the NNPC, the level at which they have gone about.
Right. Let me go on a break. When we come back, I'd like to take some phone calls. If you're living across the country, tell us your petrol experience, accessibility, how much you're buying it at the petrol stations. Let me know. We're going to break. When we come back, we'll just continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still trying to get a better understanding of the issues concerning the PMS scarcity that we're experiencing in Nigeria, you can still call our numbers on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So as I said earlier, it's a no-brainer that once we have all the refineries working, once we have the depots functional, we won't have this problem again. And that's why you said there are mid-term solutions and there are long-term solutions.
Exactly.
Now, these mid-term solutions of trucks working around the clock, why is that a difficult task to achieve? Especially now that we're having issues with scarcity. Shouldn't you think it is almost a given that most of these trucks should be working around the clock? Why something has to be discussed and agreed and deliberated upon?
You see, that's why we are human beings. When, like I said, when there's a problem, the stakeholders need to sit down and discuss the immediate, like I've said.
There's too much sitting down. Maybe somebody needs to get fired.
No. You see,
Business?
the tank farms is being owned by individual companies, and while some are being owned by governments. But we, as marketers, we don't have that powers to force people, but government can do. So I am advising government today that they should look at that let us do work around the clock, and let us work on Saturdays and Sundays. That will definitely help the situation.
I think you can't speak for them, but I'm wondering if trucks work 24/7, are they considering security? Could there be a reason? Are they considering security? Are they considering the fact that these trucks will be on our roads morning and night while regular commuters are going up and down? Could that be a consideration?
But this same government is asking us to pick up our PVCs. They now made it Saturday and Sunday. They even said
But you're not driving it. The truck is different from
I know. I agree with you. I'm just saying that if the same government can make decisions for PVC, how PVC is so important to them. They said they're even going to be work-free days in certain places just for you to go and get your PVC. This also should be crucial for the government. I mean, safety issues that Mariam was, it could be.
Well, maybe somebody has not thought along the line, along that line, but I'm seeing it as one of the immediate solutions.
Okay, we have to wrap up on this, yes, but do you have any comments on social media?
Yes, cool DJ Funky Flex says, I bought PMS yesterday in Port Harcourt, River State at 300 naira per liter. And then Emmanuel says, with Dangote refinery, I say Dangote like people. With Dangote refinery coming on stream soon, government is working with the business mogul to set a suitable entry price for him. Be rest assured that if subsidy is removed, price will hover around 500 naira regardless, and there won't be any meaningful infrastructural development.
Okay, I have a caller. Super. Good morning, Super. Are you there? Okay, we lost the call. Yes, any other comments?
He says, I doubt that many people have pondered on what buying fuel at 800 naira would do to this economy and the consequences for our people. Emperor Lasbon says, how can the whole nation be coming to Lagos to load PMS and other products? Why not make all other depots functional? Which is...
But you answered that now, that Nigerians were vandalizing the pipelines.
No, we understand vandalism, secure the pipelines. And
okay, we have to wrap up on this, but thank you so much, sir. I like your final words. We've had the opportunity to have this conversation, but what are your final words to Nigerians and to the government and how we can actually help each other to move this forward?
Okay. The government has a responsibility, while we citizens also have a responsibility. For those who engage in vandalism, I want to appeal to them that this country belongs to all of us. And I also want to advise the people within the area that we should take every government property as our own. Because vandalization is not just an easy thing to do. It's a truck will go in. So government agencies, like the police and the rest, the civil defense, they should be up to the task. So because if that is resolved, we will have solved 50% of our problems. Then for government, the PIA bill has been there for more than 8 years. And it has not been fully implemented. So I want to advise that it has to be implemented so that they allow so many players in the industry. I want to assure the nation that once you have so many players in the industry, it's not being done by government alone.
But do you sense an insincerity on the part of government, especially because this PIB has been on the table forever? So are there elements within the government that doesn't want this thing to pull through, do you think?
Well, I wouldn't know that, but I've said it several times in this house that PIA bill has to be implemented. It has taken too long to come into reality. So something has to be done about that PIA bill so that all of us can see it. They have deliberated on it. We have spent taxpayer money to work over that.
Yeah.
So it has to be implemented. So once it is done and there's full deregulation, I can assure you, because this product we are talking about, even at the regulated price, I mean, at this price we are talking about, government still pay transportation
Yes, they do. We
to
saw
some
that.
other parts of the country, like the northern part. So it's like if you bring Malu from Maduguri, you can sell it at Lagos at whatever price you bring it. You can sell at Ibadan for whatever price. You can sell at Ilorin at whatever price you buy it, so that government will just remove their hand in the issue of pricing.
Okay. That's all we can take on this segment. We're going to go on a break. Thank you, sir, for joining us. It was a pleasure
Watch.
learning a few things from you. We're going to break. When we come back, we'll continue with our show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.